On the night Israel was freed from slavery, God gave very specific instructions about what to eat: the lamb, the unleavened bread, and something most people skip right over: bitter herbs. Exodus 12 verse 8. They shall eat the flesh that night, roasted on the fire. With unleavened bread and bitter herbs they shall eat it. God didn't suggest bitter herbs. He commanded them. On the most important night in Israel's history, the night that death passed over every home with blood on the doorpost, God required a specific category of plant on the table. Why? Rabbinical tradition says it represents the bitterness of slavery. And that's true. But modern science has found something else entirely. These herbs, the ones that grew wild across Egypt and Israel, are among the most powerful liver-cleansing, digestive-supporting, detoxifying plants ever studied. History, the Mishnah, the early Jewish legal text, lists 5 herbs that qualify as maror, the bitter herbs of Passover. They include romaine lettuce, horseradish, chicory, dandelion greens, and endive. These aren't exotic plants. They grew wild everywhere in the ancient Near East. Along roadsides, in fields, between rocks. They were free, they were abundant, and they were intensely, aggressively bitter. In the ancient world, bitterness was medicine. The Egyptians used bitter herbs in their medical practice. Greek physicians prescribed them for liver disease and digestive disorders. Every traditional medicine system on earth, Chinese, Ayurvedic, European, independently developed the use of bitter plants for internal cleansing. The Israelites, eating these herbs on the night of Passover, were consuming them after months of heavy labor and poor nutrition in Egyptian slavery. Their bodies were depleted. Their livers were strained. Their digestive systems were compromised from the diet of slaves. God's instruction wasn't just symbolic, it was practical. He was giving them medicine on the night they needed it most. Science, bitter compounds, primarily sesquiterpene lactones, found in chicory, dandelion, and endive stimulate the production of bile in the liver. Bile is the body's primary vehicle for eliminating toxins, metabolic waste, and excess cholesterol. Dandelion root has been studied specifically for its hepatoprotective effects, protecting liver cells from damage and supporting regeneration. A 2017 study found that dandelion extract significantly reduced markers of liver inflammation in animal models. Chicory contains inulin, a prebiotic fiber that feeds beneficial gut bacteria. It also stimulates digestive enzymes, improving nutrient absorption critical for malnourished people. Horseradish contains glucosinolates, sulfur compounds that activate phase 2 detoxification enzymes in the liver. These are the same compounds found in cruciferous vegetables that modern nutrition considers essential for cancer prevention. Romaine lettuce, the mildest of the group, still contains lactocarium, a compound with mild analgesic and calming properties. Together, these 5 herbs constitute a comprehensive digestive and hepatic support system. They stimulate bile production, support liver regeneration, feed gut bacteria, improve nutrient absorption, and activate detoxification pathways. God put a liver cleanse on the Passover table, and we've been reading right past it for 3,000 years. Villain, the supplement industry, sells liver support and detox products for premium prices. Most contain milk thistle extract, dandelion root extract, or artichoke extract plants that are closely related to or identical to the bitter herbs of Passover. They extract the active compound from the plant, put it in a capsule, mark it up by a factor of 50, and sell it with a wellness label. The raw plants, fresh dandelion greens, chicory, endive cost almost nothing at a farmer's market. They're often free if you know where to look. Dandelions grow in every yard in the Western world. People spray herbicides on them, then they buy dandelion extract capsules from a health food store. The irony is staggering. Devotion. Picture the scene. The final night in Egypt. Every Israelite family behind closed doors. Blood on the doorposts. A roasted lamb on the table. Flat bread without leaven, made in haste. And beside the lamb, a pile of bitter greens. Dark, ragged leaves. Dandelion, chicory, and endive pulled from the edges of the field that afternoon, washed in water, placed raw on the table. A father takes a leaf, dips it in salt water representing tears, and places it in his mouth. The bitterness hits immediately. It's sharp. It's uncomfortable. His eyes water, but something happens in his body. The bile flows, the liver activates. The gut, starved and sluggish from months of slave rations, begins to wake up. His body is being prepared, cleansed, sharpened, made ready for the journey that begins at dawn. By morning, they will be walking. For 40 years, they will be walking. And the first thing God put in their bodies on the night it all started was medicine. Recipe: build your own Passover bitter herb plate, adapted for today. Take a handful of fresh dandelion greens available at most grocery stores or growing in your yard. A handful of chicory or endive. A few leaves of romaine lettuce. And if you can handle it, a small piece of fresh horseradish root, grated. Wash everything thoroughly. Arrange it on a plate, raw, make a dipping sauce, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, a pinch of sea salt. Simple, ancient. Eat the greens before your main meal. Let the bitterness work. Your liver will respond within minutes. You'll feel it, a slight warmth, a sense of things moving, the quiet machinery of your body shifting into gear. Do this once a week. A bitter herb plate before dinner. The same practice that sustained Israel through the desert, prescribed by God on the night that changed everything. We've turned detox into an industry. Powders, pills, programs, and God put the prescription on the Passover table before Israel ever left Egypt. Bitter herbs. Free, wild growing in your backyard right now. Share this with someone who's still buying what they could be growing. Subscribe and hit the bell. The herbs are on the table. Come sit down.